Right. Hello and a very good day, evening, morning, wherever you are. This time, again, Business Central Sentinel, my latest project. And there have been like stuff going on. It's incredible. So after I've streamed last time, I've created one release off stream, adding a few things. I've played around a little bit with rule number 7, which identifies empty or unused automatically installed extensions, and then also some bugs. And I've came up with the solution for changelog, and just read this in detail if you want to know what's going on or look at the code. And then also I've posted on Blue Sky, and Henrik immediately identified an error in his sandbox. For whatever reason, the extensions didn't have a name. So I've created a fix for that already. It's not published yet on AppSource, but it's there, it's done. And then I've received a pull request, and I want to get that merged here in a second with you on the stream. And then I've posted on Blue Sky, and there is interactions going on, and this is really a really nice tool from I think Torben is his name. I always just read the S shadow or whatever tag he has. So yeah, and what he was has done was like 30-minute thing. Apparently this is quick. I wouldn't be able to do it that fast. A repository, and you can check him out on GitHub. As shadow as is his handle, to use the, now I don't know how that is pronounced, Anthropic, the Claude API thing, to generate documentation, which is actually quite impressive. This is the output that it gives. This is just this is a smaller one. This also, but then we have like unused extensions, and it lists which extensions are handled, and like it picks up what the rule describes. Since we have it all in one AL file, we can just pass in the area file, and it spits out markdown documentation, which is awesome. So we're going to look at this a little bit. And then also there have been like ideas for other rules, and apparently contribution announcements. So I'm really looking forward to that, and see where this is going. But then after we've looked at the things I mentioned, I want to get a little bit documentation in place. I would like to have some kind of like instruction. I'm not sure how I will implement that, but I want to make very clear that although this tool recommends changes and highlights possible problems in your environment, that you always need to how to explain this, you always need to be aware of what your current situation is and evaluate if that recommendation the extension gives really applies to your environment and to your situation. So it's not the one size fits all thing. Yeah, I want to make that sure in some kind of like pop-up or whatever. I don't know. All right, let's get started. Let's get rolling here. So this one, and I wanted to look at this, possibly also, like, can we do pull requests? There we go. This is easier. I hope my screen is working. Like if anyone, like music-wise, sound-wise, anything not up as it should be, let me know in the chat. I try to follow all the chats, YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn, so just let me know. All right. So this is rule for the non-posted number series gaps, and we get jobs. So there is job setup, which apparently only has 2 files, and I will double check that here in a minute. Actually, we can double check it right away. Let's go here, let's go here, let's go jobs. Setup. Which is now called project setup. There we have 2 number series. Perfect. All right. This is complete. And then he also added, which makes perfect sense, we don't want to warn if the number series code is empty. So when the setup field is not filled, just do nothing on that field. And we have the load fields we have not if not get, it follows the same structure. So I don't see any issues with that whatsoever. Let's go ahead and merge that. Can I merge that from VS Code? Check out, open, refresh. I don't think I can. I can. Merge pull request. There we go. Wait, merge. Merged. Let's see. Did that work? It worked. Ah, this is so awesome. All right. So this one's done. Now, let's jump to the second thing. I did show you that. So I cloned that. I've tried that myself. So this is how that came out on my end here. And now I would recreate everything. Like I would rerun this to cover the job setup as well in documentation, but I won't for now, since we might do more changes here in a minute. And then I want to rerun this everything at once, because after all, that API, it doesn't cost much, but something. So I don't want to waste any money here with rerunning this, but let me tell you, it works. I've created everything you need to know if you want to use this. Let me pull up the README. Actually, let me put it up here. He has some explanation on how to set it up, how to get it working. For me, it also required me to put in some credits on the Anthropic API for Cloud, because you can't use the API apparently if you do not have any money in there. So I needed to add credit card information and so on, and just get it rolling. And now with the first test, I think it cost me 10 cents or something. It's really not that hard money-wise, but still, no need to run it without any reason. All right, so let's also get the there were some changes I didn't pull apparently, but it doesn't matter that we are up to date now. And let's also pull up the change log, because we have closed issues. That's the one I did before. And now also we have that pull request merged. What is the explanation here? Copy commit message. That's not really. Let's copy this one. Let's copy that one again, add a job to the number from yep, that's probably good. And I will improve that later. Actually, no, that's not the right one. I wanted to get the preview. This is all not taggable. I need to figure out how to tag users, and I want to link the pull request like I did with the issues here. But that's like off-stream stuff. All right. Let's get rolling. Let's push this for now. Okay, let's do a full rerun to see if those number series I'm not sure which ones those are. Can I do like, how did I do that? Is the rule set? More details, that sends me off here. Autofix is not there. Didn't I? Wait a second. I have show related information. Which is not referenced. There you go. Missed that. There's a action missing. Okay, we have run analyzer set to ignore, clean, ignore, clear, full rerun, more details, autofix. Then we need to have one for show related information. And I mean, if you're not using GitHub Copilot, you're missing out, really. This is run, this is, then we have more details, autofix, and in between I would like to have the show related information button. There we go, this should be everything we need. Let's see if that icon is actually useful or not. Yeah, I probably need to change out the show more details. Where is it? Like something like this. I know it's not necessarily, because the implementations can choose what they do with that action. If they want to launch an external link, or if they just want to do a message box or whatever. But I don't like them to have the same icon. Okay, now I can do like this, and it will send me right away to the top and job whip. Okay, so maybe those allow posting already, or the rule is broken. Let's see. That doesn't allow gaps. Let's remove the filter and search for job. But those allow posting by default. So okay, so this is the reason why. Oh, let's actually number series. Let's change that and see if the message comes up, just to be super sure. I mean, it still should work, but we need to do a full rerun. Yeah, drop doesn't allow gaps. There we go. Okay, so that works. And that's all cleaned up. Let's see. One thing. I wanted to change the rule set. 248. To warning. And this where possible, because I like this. I don't know why, but somehow to me it makes real sense to add this. And let's reload so the rule gets altered. I'm not sure if there's a quick fix yet, so we might just need to go through those few objects and fix that manually now. Because, like, I don't know, it clearly indicates that we are talking about something global here. Yeah, that's something. Rule, no. Lookup page ID would be Sentinel rule set, and then also the drill down page ID the same. And then we have, let's actually oh. If you don't know what this is, it's just Control D that lets you jump to the next occurrence of what you highlighted and then also highlight it. Really, really useful stuff. More. Let's hide the informations. No, that's all it was. Okay, all occurrences changed. Now this is done. Let's see. Not sure if anyone's already watching here, but I'm not really sure how to pull this off. I've explained at the beginning. I want to show some kind of notification. And if I do a notification, I would need to keep track if this was accepted before or stuff. And I would like to make clear that this is a tool to help guide the user and as administrator, whoever uses it. It doesn't tell you what is the ideal way to configure your environment. And that might be a rule number 0. Instructions on how to, that might actually be a good thing, because this is ordered by default in that order. So I can just add a rule number 0 to give that explanation on how to use this tool. What do you think? But then again, it's not really... I do have, like, can I reset this? My settings. Like when I open that page the first time, this would pop up, right? So I have... I have this guided tool, but I'm not sure if users actually pay attention to that. And I do not have any other table, like setup table so far, to save the state of that that instruction. Can I? Can I add text in front of the repeater, like above the repeater? Would that make any sense, or would it just make it unusable? I do like a group here. Maybe just call it settings for now. Maybe there might be more or instructions. Let's do a field. Name it usage. and make an instruction label. Yeah, it doesn't exist because I didn't create it so far. Caption, usage, editable false. Let's see. Not used, why not? Oh. Tooltip. Yeah, it doesn't really need a tooltip. It is the tooltip. Oh, and it has to have like show caption false. Yeah, let's try that again. And also show caption false here. Maybe not. Wait a second. I can collapse this. That's perfect. Okay. Try again. Okay, this page shows a list of alerts that have been generated by system alerts or generated when system detects an issue that requires attention. Does that make sense? What do you think? You can collapse this, it doesn't take up all the space. Well, for now not. I would like to improve this explanation a little bit. But you can still collapse this. Does it remember? It does remember. So instructions would be expanded by default, and then you can just, and it just takes up that much space. I think that's a good thing. All right, let's work on the explanation then. Okay, let's also turn on, no, not the terminal, word wrap. All right, so this page shows a list of all alerts that have been generated by the system. Alerts that have been found for your environment. Alerts are generated. No, that's, well, they are not generated automatically, for now at least. It's important to understand that those alerts are recommendations and should be reviewed before taking any action. Not all alerts may be relevant to your environment or your business processes. Okay, let's see how that looks. Can I add line breaks in here? I cannot. Why? What is that? hell? Last try. I don't believe \n will do any good, but let's give it a shot. No. Okay, can't add line breaks. Alright. If anybody knows what I'm doing wrong, if there is any way to add line breaks in here, let me know. Oh, multiple labels might work. No, but I won't mess with that now. I do. It gets cut off. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Okay, I might have to find a better way to do this. Maybe that. Maybe multiline will do the trick. At least it shouldn't get cut off anymore. It won't get cut off. That's good. Maybe now the line breaks will also work. Let's try both in one publish. Backslash works, \n does not. Here is still the n, the lowercase n. So I can just remove that. I should be good. Right. So that works. Okay, this, and if I don't click at it, it won't highlight the box, but even if it does, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's good. Okay. I might be even be able to do how is that? No. Extended data type. Rich content. Let's see what happens. The type on the usage control is not a valid data type, so big text and text without max size. Okay. So let's not mess with that too much. That's the rich text editor, the HTML editor that's used in emails, if you didn't know. And yeah, it might work if we use a text variable, not the label variable directly. But that would require some more coding, and I don't want to spend too much time on that now. Okay. So that's the look and feel now, and I can just collapse this, which might be worth mentioning as I see this now. So let's add this, and then we're good. You can collapse this message. Click on instructions above. Okay, so that's done. Now I want to look at the rules a little bit more, and the documentation of those. So we have the alert codes. Why isn't word wrap always on? So the documentation on here is pretty simple. First one is the short label. Let's look how that looks like. download code is not allowed for PTE, and then the PTE's name. That might actually be sufficient. Maybe we also want to do, let's do like name like this, and then app ID, because I added the ID in the other rule with the empty extension rule, and I think it does make sense to also specify the app ID, and we have the app ID in here anyways, so let's do extensions app ID. Oh yeah. This. Now we have the long description in here as well, which is okay, multi-line. Pertinent extensions. The pertinent extension does not allow download code. If the code was developed for you by a third party, you might want to make sure to have access to the code in case you need to make changes in the future, and the third party is not available anymore. If you have access to the source code, for example, because you developed the extension by yourself, or you how's that in English, have been granted access through another way, like GitHub, you can ignore this alert. This gives a little bit more background information. And the action recommendation is talk to the third party that developed the extension and ask for a copy of the code, or to enable the download code option. Hey Luis, yes, YouTube automatically records any live streams, so you can come back, watch this later, and you can also check out on my channel. There's plenty of episodes where I just do some coding, try to explain whatever is going through my mind, and answering questions from the chat. So if you like it, thank you for that, and also check out the other recordings. And on this particular topic, there was a first episode, since this is the second episode, and there were some coding in between off stream, but yeah, you can check that out as well. And I will put a link obviously into the description afterwards. Did not think about that earlier. Okay, there was another comment. How can you choose to catch one word or the entire code that GitHub Copilot suggests? And also, can you share your VS Code settings, Jason? You mean, what do you mean with catch GitHub Copilot suggestion? Do you mean, now if I, let me see if I can get something generated here. You mean if I have this suggestion like that, you can either like switch through here, and there should be, yeah, for me it's alt square brackets, since I have the English keyboard layout, the international one. And then if I press tab, it would accept everything it suggests, or as it highlights here, I can do control right arrow, which I often do, to just, if I don't want to have everything, I would just go through it as far as I need to, and then just start to type something else, and just go like that. Is that what you mean, or are you looking for something else? Let's see. Yeah, and then you can also do Control Enter, which would open this page. And if you have more suggestions, you see it did load some more. It will just show you everything in here. So that's also something that works. Control Enter. User settings. It's pretty messy. Let me pull it up actually, so you have seen it at least once. I have like 300 lines. I would really need to clean that up. There are many settings in here, and I also do settings on the on the project sometimes. I need to check, or you can check. There was I did a recording live stream. I think it was the one where I went over ALGO with like a simple base setup. I'm not 100% sure really, but it might be that video where I went over the settings in like some detail at least. So check that out. That might give you some of that. And then I really need to clean it up, and then of course I can share it. But right now it's just too messy. All right. Let's see. This was oh, I did miss your last question. I don't think there is any special configuration needed to get that functionality working, where you can just accept some of those words like one by one. And that reminds me, I really need to screen cast mode. Then you can actually see what I'm pressing on the keyboard. Okay, now let's continue a little bit here. This is just a try function. This is part of the code that identifies the issue. Then I have the link onto the wiki on GitHub, which needs to be improved, and that is just the second part with the auto-generated documentation. And then show related information would open the extension management page. And unfortunately I cannot filter that since I don't have access to the table underneath that page is not open up for extension development in the cloud. So I can just open up the page as it is. And then autofix. I've splitted this after like I didn't have show related information, then I just put this in here, but I wanted to have this separated. But I don't think there is anything we can autofix on that rule. So let me just do a message. No auto fix available, like this. Because it's a little bit weird if you click on it and just nothing happens, and then you don't know if it actually did something, it did change your system, or it did not. So so yeah. Okay, you can collapse the message by the click. Oh, it's gone. Now we need to rerun this to get, okay. So there we have the app ID. I mean, it's in in curly brackets. Yeah, let's remove those. They're not that nice to look at. This is the app ID is a GUID, and we do not have the string operations on a GUID. So if you can just do a format, and then you can use those. And I would do this, and also this. Now, because we can't do, like this will search for an entire text and not for individual values, I'd actually do a del char instead. Then I do not need to format, and I can do like equal. And this is actually a list of characters, so I can just do this. And it's a little shorter and cleaner instead. Let's give that a try. So sometimes there's still a scenario, use scenario for those old functions which we have around since forever. Full rerun. Now they're gone. So this is now it's a plain GUID you can copy. And this is the entire explanation we have. We have the action recommendations, and now if I do autofix on this, there's no autofix for this alert. It would be nice to see for this alert, and then let's just put the alert number in parentheses afterwards, so it's entirely clear on what you clicked. So I think that should be good for that rule. Yeah, okay. So there is no autofix. Let's continue with the second one. Okay, so short label is the extension. There was an extension in dev scope, and we'll do the same thing here. This is how did I call this? I did name app ID. And now you can see, I don't know when this was added, but when you're using Copilot, it actually now, it remembers other, like content code you wrote in other files. So you see, it remembered what I typed in with the del char, and now I can just accept this. So this wasn't always that way, but I don't remember since when we have this, but it's really awesome. Okay, long description. The extension in dev scope will get uninstalled when the environment is upgraded to a new version. This can be minor updates monthly or major updates bi-yearly. Yeah, that's not right. Yearly. I don't think there is anything more we can describe here. This can be minor updates, major updates bi-weekly. Publishing them in PTE scope will prevent this, and make sure the business process is not interrupted. Torben just answered. The first 4 files you have open is used as context for the Copilot, so it can be used to select those specifically. That makes sense, a lot of sense actually, but still, I didn't have the file open that contained this, and it still knew that I did this before in the other file. So there has to be something catching up, but that's actually a really helpful tip, to just keep some files open that are similar or you want to use as a reference. Publishing the MPDs will prevent and make sure the business processes are not interrupted. All right. Talk to the, let's say, developer here instead that developed the extension, and ask them to publish the extension in PTE scope instead. Yep. That's okay. And then also, yeah, I think I will leave the third party in here. Okay, this is that. Show related information. Do you want to open them? Yeah, this is the exact same thing. And then we can also copy the autofix from here, since there is nothing we can do to autofix this. And done. Let's give it a try. Go on. Sometimes the page is just loading and you don't see anything, any indicator that it is loading. Just that you can't click anywhere. All right, so more explanation. We get the app ID in addition to the name. And yeah, it looks great. All right. Let's continue to rule number 3. Evaluation company in production. Short description. Evaluation companies detected. Now, what do I pass in here? That's the company name. I don't think they're like on the company. If there would be the display name and the ID, but I don't think that this is really valuable information since the name is the primary key anyways. Let's do word wrap again. An evaluation company has been detected in your environment. If you do not need it anymore, you should consider deleting it. It takes up additional space and it is copied to new environments when you, well, it's copied to sandboxes if you copy from production. Something like this, and then I'm not sure about performance impact on additional companies. So I'll just leave it like this for now. Delete the company called. Yep. So this is okay. Show related information. This we can probably just do the companies page, right? And here we should be able to filter this. And do I have the company name? Oh, it's the company system ID. Yeah, that's also okay. And I, in case like I got asked how to contribute to this, and I would like to have that those actions always ask for confirmation. Autofix, absolutely, but also the show related information. It like if you click on a button and it immediately sends you somewhere else, it's just not convenient. So do you want to open the page to manage companies? Something like this, and then do a page. Is it just called companies? It is. And then Yeah. How did I call that field? Unique identifier. There we go. Let's see if that works, and then we can also do the autofix. And by the way, that rule, oh well, it says in the name, it's evaluation companies. So it picks up chronos and stuff, but if you do have it looks at this checkbox here. Now let's see if we can do the delete as well. I've never deleted a company from code. Where is this coming from? Let's see. Do you want to delete? That would be the company name, and then we'll need to do a company get by system ID. If not, no, I probably want to have that error show up. Because otherwise, if I would just do exit, I again have that. I click autofix, it couldn't find the company, doesn't do anything, doesn't show any information, and then you don't know. Did it delete something? Did it change something? No. So then you want to confirm, and then if yes, companies delete. Let's see. Yeah. That one will probably work better. It doesn't show the same message. This is something different. Where is that message coming from? There was a message, go ahead and delete. Where's that coming from? On the lead record, there we go. Why is that on the page? What the hell? but it's just yeah. What does that even do? Software as a service. Oh, if it is SaaS, then you're about to permanently delete the company. Do you want to continue? This is so annoying. Why is this on the page? Like, and not even in its own function. I mean, I could reuse this, but then it's probably not a good idea to delete this right away from that autofix. Then I will just send them, like I will do the no autofix available message here as well, and then just send them off here. And it's just one click more, and this deserves a code comment. The base BC logic that happens on delete company is on the page and cannot be reused. Therefore, the user has to use the show related information to open the page and delete from there. Right. Let's see. Yeah, the company is gone, I think. Might need to create another sandbox. We'll rerun. Now the 3 is gone. I fixed that. And let's see. I wanted to have the documentation generation on the stream. So let's look at this. I know that Torben did some changes, so let's see if there were what he changed. Let me pull up the source control graph. There would be a cost tracking is constant with content prompt. Okay, here's the prompt he created. That's nice. And okay, process single file is here. That's nice. So I can just use the I can also reference a single file. That's nice. That's what I wanted to verify. All right. So we changed rule number 1, 2, and 3, I think. I'm not mistaken. So let's use the terminal. Clear That will be the rules folder. Let's just double check in here. I mean, we mostly. Let's run the entire thing again, so you can also see that how that works, because I really like this again. It's a very good example of how you can leverage AI if you're familiar with it. So yeah, here's the cost output. So we are running at 1.5 cents per documentation, which is like super cheap. And we change, for example, this. Now this is the output that we get. So we have, let's find rule number, there it was. Rule number 1, identifies patent extensions, PTEs, where source code download capability is disabled or restricted. What it checks all installed patent extensions, source code download permissions for each PTE, package ID and app ID information, extension download capabilities. Limited access to source code creates potential business risk if the original third-party developer becomes unavailable. Organizations might be unable to modify and maintain extensions, potentially impacting business operations. Obtain the code, request enabling, establish alternative methods. For example, GitHub repositories. Warning, technical. Awesome. Total cost 10 cents for this entire thing. Right, let's go ahead and add this documentation on the website. The wiki. Rule number 1. This was what I had before. Let's make it awesome. Save. There we go. I'll just continue for all of those, since this is in any case much better than what I was able to do. And then when we get to the more complicated rules, whereas rule number 3, this is identifies evaluation companies, recommendations delete that are no longer needed, and does it also explain evaluation companies consume unnecessary storage space in the system and can create additional overhead when environments are copied. This is particularly important in production environments where they may automatically be copied to sandbox during. But it's not a 100% explanation, but still it's better than this, which is just the message I had before. So this is rule number 4, and it also the presence of demo data extensions in environments. Demo data extensions are designed for testing purposes and demonstrate their presence in the production environments can potentially interfere with corrupt actual business data, creating risks for data integrity. Absolutely. So let's put that in here as well, which is rule number 4. And just like that, we have really good documentation. There would be super users. And here we have now the drop numbers in place as well, which we added at the beginning. So and the last one, which is rule number 7. Yeah, I actually had a table here. So I might want to not delete the table at least, and I need to figure something out to put this in here to get this generated as well. All right. Yeah. Okay. So this needs to be improved because I wanted to have the individual checks that are run in here, but from the code, it might not be visible that this is the empty check. So let's just double check in here. So those are the app IDs that are hard-coded. And then here we have the table IDs that are hard-coded. So I might need to add some documentation on here. So just a comment line for each of those calls. And then the AI documenter would be able to pick that up, and maybe it would be would result in a better documentation. But that's again something for the next stream. So yeah, so those changes will hit AppSource tomorrow. I will click the publish tomorrow morning, and then those are out. And I really like that we have the instructions in here, because again, cannot emphasize this enough. If you're using this tool, this is not the 100% solution to make your system better. It's just some recommendations you might want to look at, and then decide in your scenario what is the best call to action. Oh yeah, that's really. All right, thanks everyone for joining in. I hope you had a great time. I had, for sure, and I will see you in the next stream. Right.